Welcome, I'm Ina Andalong. This is A Scene and Philippines One-on-One. Joining us, no less than the President of the Philippines, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Hi, sir, and thank you for this interview. It's been actually
My
3
pleasure.
years. Nakaka 3 years na, sir, since our last one-on-one with you. That
what?
was in
Long
December
time ago.
2016. Kamusta kayo, sir, since then?
Mabuti po. Good evening to everyone.
I'll get right to it, sir. The most pressing issue of the day, the country's hosting of the SEA Games. Now, last night, you were saying that you want an investigation after
Yes.
the Games. And I heard you also say that you don't believe that FISGOC Chief, House Speaker Alan Cayetano, is involved. You don't believe that he's involved in any corruption there. Are you already sort of clearing him from any wrongdoing?
No, that is just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I have known Cayetano for many years together. I've always believed in him in all of those elections, in far and between, far and wide. During his political career, I supported him. The father was a good friend of mine. Maybe that's one of the reasons. I was just kind of shooting the breeze with everyone. I said that, parang hindi ako kapaniwala, parang gano'n. Let me put it in a vernacular. Parang hindi ako makapaniwala na papatol si Cayetano niya. I don't think that is corrupt.
Okay, but as you mentioned, he's not yet off the hook because,
Yeah,
again,
but the problem is there has been mishaps and some things that for example, yung scoreboard,
yeah.
and yet they had all the time talking about it long before the SEA Games started. At kung bakit magkaroon pa ng problema ng ganon. If the thing is being, I am not saying it's run mostly by volunteers, pero kung ang volunteers kasi ang nagpatakbo, or majority of them, then I could maybe see some hindi magandang paraan.
Okay.
Not the right way to do it. Alam mo kasi when you are running a big event, you have to be structural. And that is why I said it could have been better run by the military. What I mean to say is this. It's not that the military is the only entity good for it. Ganito yan. Kagaya nung sa flight. So there was this, maybe boys and girls assigned, volunteers or not, paid or for free. Dumadating yung aeroplano, expected at this hour, with this contingent from what country. Okay? Nung hindi dumating yan sa oras, huwag ninyong iwanan. Mag-iwan kayo ng tao doon at sakyan. Kung kulang man, then make a point that you can call at any time with available transportation, be it in so many cars or in one huge truck. Pero mag-iwan ka doon because you have to take care of that delegation. Okay. Sana for every country, which I think they're doing, or what they did. But the problem is I could not see why if fiasco could happen like that. Na dadating yung mga at hindi dumating on time for one reason or another. For one, Manila is a very crowded place upstairs. Iisa lang ang airport ginamit. I don't know if clock was being utilized. But from what I see, it was only the Manila International Airport. Iisa lang yan, and the arrival of flights from the international, international flights coming in, add to the domestic and the commercial and the private planes and the ones that are being used by the planes where the athletes were riding.
Sir,
So, gano'n sana ang pagdala.
Sir, you said that you want the investigation to also find out how funds were used. What exactly are you thinking? Are you thinking that could be corruption? If not, as you mentioned, hindi ka naniniwala kay House Speaker Cayetano, but at the lower levels? Or do you see this also as just poor planning?
Now, I think that the investigation should be proceed with the presumption of innocence. Then, along the way, if you find some wrong, that either through negligence or intentional, then let it out and we'll sort out what to do next, whether to file charges or not.
Even if it could possibly involve your allies, because
Well,
FISGOC is
do
formed.
anything. Look, ganito kasi, somebody whispered to me that I should not be doing this. Ganito yan eh. What am I supposed to say? If Alan Cayetano is my ally, political ally, then what am I supposed to say if asked in public?
Okay.
What is the politically correct statement that I could make under the circumstances? So you have to say, we are all in here. We are talking about public funds, people's funds. So I have to answer. I cannot just keep my mouth and say, wala yan. That would not that would not be correct. Okay. It would be a wrong statement to give to the Filipino people.
Okay. Today, sir, Speaker Cayetano said that there are some groups they discovered apparently in their, supposedly in their investigation, that are sabotaging the SEA Games by spreading fake news. What do you think about that?
In the end, people we can see through what's really fake or not.
Okay.
As long as the games run smoothly, I think that if there was really nothing wrong in the spending of the money, things will vindicate itself. You know what, ganito? There were so many, I said mishaps, they term it in most of the papers there, mishaps, things that crop up which were not supposed to be there, and late reactions and all of the things through negligence. Wala naman siguro intentional. But ito ang sabihin ko. I'd like to address this to the public. Alam mo, marami yun. You cannot just cast away all those, the discomfort, the sufferings of the athletes sleeping on the floors, waiting for so many hours, getting hungry. Alam mo, this might really be a small matter, but you just cannot just flick your finger and say, maliit yan. To the countries that sent them here, it's a big deal. Now, I have to make a statement because I am the president and I was asked publicly. I have to say it that there will be an investigation at a time when they are still here. Kasi para malaman nila na there was a reaction from the government that we intend to find out what was wrong. Rather than say, tumahimik na lang nga, forget it because it was a very small, it was not a small They were not small incidents, rather.
Okay.
Mabigat yun. You invite the countries to send athletes, tapos ganun ang mangyari. To me, it's not... what happened is, I'm sorry, it did, but I'm really apologizing for the country. But then again, I said, they should know, while they are still here, that government is not happy with it, and that their president, the president of the country where they are playing, has ordered for an investigation.
Okay.
That at least would assuage a little bit of their sama ng loob.
Okay. And
Back home, they will be talking about it. So just do not treat it as a kind of a matter that should be not a cause for concern. It would cost us, because I said when they go back, they would start to
Okay.
talk about it.
And just to be clear, sir, your investigation will spare no one, even your allies who are members of FISGOC. Marami pong government agencies doon.
Alam mo, Ina, kung mag-imbestiga naman ako, then I try to protect or to hide or to bar the investigators from arriving at the truth. I might as well just say that, look,
Okay. Lastly, sir.
inutil ako dito. Kaya, because so what would be the reason for saying you are going to investigate?
Okay.
If it causes me and my allies to fall politically, then so be it. Yan ang swerte namin sa politika. Ganon yan.
Okay. Before we leave this topic, sir, the Philippines, we ranked 6th. We finished 6th in the SEA Games in 2017 held in Malaysia. We got 24 gold medals back then. What are your expectations from our athletes this year?
Alam mo, I expected that question. I have to treat them all on equal footing. I have my, but I cannot state it publicly. It would not be fair to the...
You have your...
I have my choices who would be, you would give us the others a run for their whatever. Pero hindi ako makasabi na itong team na ito, itong ano in this discipline, we will shine in this discipline. It will not be good because to me, my athletes, I treat them on equal footing in terms of ability to win the gold medal, all of them. So, I'm sorry I cannot answer your question.
Thank you, sir. Now moving on to another topic, sir. Earlier this week, you ordered the firing of Vice President Leni Robredo as your anti-drug czar. Was there a specific incident that prompted you to arrive at that decision?
Look, I said she was making an asshole of herself. Sabihin ko na lang yan because of the so many recriminations thrown back and forth. Ganito yan eh. It was all in good faith. Sabi ko kasi, ganito yan. Eh kung ganun ang pagtingin mo sa pagpadala sa amin sa gobyerno, hindi, sumali ka na lang. Join us. I'm giving you this position so that you will know. And true enough, I made the appointment. But the following day, I was following her closely. Monitor ko siya. She started to talk about talking to so many nations. She will go to the United Nations, and the first thing she did on that day after was she went to the American Embassy. Tapos she invited the Commission on the Human Rights. Yung sabi ko na I apologize because she invited the prosecutor. Alam mo, pakagat ko lang yun, Lenny. The truth is, sa tweet, nakita ko, hi, Lenny, apparently addressed to you, cellphone mo. Said, I'm packed, all packed and ready to go, and excited to be there, and going there to arrest Duterte. Sabi ko, magsabi ba yan sa tao ng gano'n kung hindi mo niyaya? But since I could not prove it, or I have to tinker with the ayaw ko rin, because it is not a national security issue. Pwede kong sundin yung tawag mo. I mean, you leave a trace, a trajectory there in the air. Pwede kong tignan, but since I said it's hindi naman babal eh. You have to get a permission from the court. So, hinayaan na lang kita, sabi mo na hindi mo na. It's between you and that idiot. Pero ang ayaw ko is pumunta ka sa Amerika. Gusto mo puntang Amerika, gusto mo kipag-usap ng iyo. You made an asshole of yourself, you know. You should have convened what? All the barangay captains. All the mayors. Then all the guys connected with the rehabilitation now going on the rural, urban level. Then you have to take the stock of how many are getting better, how many are still in the limbo. No, dapat ginawa mo, alam mo ano ka yung, hindi ko kita maintindihan. You were there grandstanding, pero hinayaan kita. At tapos you keep on taunting me if I will continue, I will fight even if they will put so many roadblocks so that I cannot succeed. Kung magsalita ka ng gano'n, nandiyan ka, tapos yan pala ang tingin mo sa akin, loko-loko ka pala eh. Di ba, alisin na lang kita. Tapos itong wise na wala namang utak ang puro purma. Since he became a senator, he said, why don't you just fire Lene? O so pinagbigyan ko. Alam mo bakit? Idol ko yan si Pangilinan.
Speaking of Senator
Believe
Pangilinan.
ako dyan sa kanya. Kaya yung sinabi niya, fire mo. Hindi, pinire ko. Believe ako sa iyo, Pangilinan.
Speaking of Senator Pangilinan, sir, I'd like to read to you his statement as well as some other allies of the Vice President after you had her fired. Si Senator Francis Pangilinan, he said, yung palpak na war on drugs, ginawa nilang war on VP. And then another quote, sir, Senator Risa Ontiveros said, not only were they not ready for the Vice President, they are terrified of her. How do you respond to this? Are you afraid of Lani Robredo?
All stupid remarks coming out from an empty head. Anong palpak? The war on drugs is a continuing one in all countries, even in America. You know that. Do not be pretend to be. Or if you are not stupid, do not pretend to be stupid. Alam ninyo yan. It is a never-ending war. Sabi ko nung mayor ako ng Davao, I could eradicate it within 6 months. Oh, tinapos ko 6 months. Dito sa Maynila, akala ko may trabaho ako and I expected everybody was working well. I did not know when I arrived, when I got to look into the records sa drug cases, then I realized that I was fighting against my own government because the police, the customs, and everybody else were dipping their dirty fingers into it. Yan ang hindi ko alam na pati mga generals. Kayong dito sa Maynila, senador kayo, hindi ninyo alam. Di ba, lalo na ako. I am limited to local matters. I do not interfere. Kaya hindi ko alam. Kayong dito mga senador, dapat nalaman na ninyo yun. Na itong palang mga generals natin sa PNP, naglalaro, they were into drug trafficking, including the Bilibid prison, which was under the Justice Department. Hindi man ito lumalabas noon sa panahon ni Aquino sa inyo. O sa inyo, walang mga, bakit ito? Overnight ito mga drug addicts. Pag-upo ko, kinabukasan, payat na, malnourished na, wala ng kain. Anong palpak? Kailan naging palpak? Kayo ang palpak. Hindi mo ako mapalpak because there was a challenge. And I rose to it. Sabi ko, ito gusto ninyo. O sige. Kayo, pupunta ng Amerika. Ito si Reza, isa pa. Punta ng Amerika. Hindi mo nasabihan, gagakakabait kang punta ng Amerika. Yung Amerika mismo was the one mouthing charges against me. Even the President Obama was accusing me in a just press con. Kaya sinabi ko, sabi ko, read my lips. Pareho kami presidente at she was talking about me badly in a press conference.
Sir, let me read to you. Meron din pong statement si Vice President Lenny. She said, ano ba ang kinatatakutan ninyo? Meron ba, sir?
Tinatakutan namin. Napababa ka na pababa, hanggang pababa. Lenny, look, Lenny, hindi ako pro-Alan, hindi ako, wag ka tumabok ng presidente. Wala ka talagang alam. Wala ka talagang, ayoko na sabihin na 2 beses ka kumuha ng bar, pero wala ka talagang alam.
What's next
Remember, I said that the police can accept gifts. Of course, sabi ko. So long as it is out of gratitude, in small tokens. Tapos, 2 king senador in knee-jerk. Akala mo automatic, that is immoral, that is illegal, that is unconstitutional. Sabi ko, hoy gaga, I was using the words of the law itself, the anti-graft and corrupt practices. Abogada ka, hindi mo alam, tapos magpresidente ka. Tapos magsabi ka lang ng relying on your being a lawyer, patay. Pareha kaya, it will be a classic.
Last on this
Huwag kang
topic,
tumanggap
sir.
po. Ngayon, maghanap kayo ng iba dyan. Yan, ilagay nyo, disgrasya yan. Remember, kayo ang nag-umpisa nito. I kept my silence all along. Kasi puro kayo mga wise, you think that your words coming out of your mouth are words of wisdom to the Filipino people. Now, Filipino people, you're listening to me. Hindi na po ako politiko, hindi na po ako tumakbo, wala akong kandidato. Sinasabi ko lang sa inyo, disgrasya kayo pag sila ang subukan ninyo. Saan ka makakita dito to fight drugs? Magpunta pa doon sa, padalhin pa yung Human Rights Commission. The Human Rights Commission, ni-repudiate ko. I rebuke them. As a matter of fact, sabi ko, you cannot have jurisdiction over my person, not in a million years. Sige kayo accuse noon bago akong presidente. Everybody, human rights. Everybody wanted to. Ako, I knew my answer. Wala kayong narinig sa akin, pero sa umpisa alam ko na. Because you guys were so eager to attach our treaty, to append it in the Rome Agreement, making it obligatory to us. Ang una ko lang, nung naalaman ko yan, sinabi ko, look at in the records of the printing, Bureau of Printing. Ito ba'y after Estrada signed the law, itong making us a member of the Human Rights Commission, ito ba'y pinadala sa Bureau of Printing at were they printed in the official gazette? Nung sinabi nila, wala, sabi ko, huwag kayong maingay ha, tumahimik lang kayo. Then, hinayaan ko, lahat ng mga constitutionalist, Duterte can be in prison, lahat. Kung sino ang abogado dito sa Manila, sabi ko, nung gusto ko nang sabihin, I wanted to let it out because itong si chairman na kapatid ng king ng Jordan nagsalita that I should see a psychiatrist. Because, ganon. Kaya I called for a select few, sila Olivares, sila sabi ko dito sa Malacañan. Then I let the cat out of the bag.
Okay.
Sabi ko, alam mo itong mga abogado nito, huwag kayong bumili dyan. Puro buboy ang mga putang inang yan. Wala yang alam. Sabi ko, basta. Ito, makinig kayo. Then I said, if you do not print it in the official gazette, then it is not the law. And then what is my basis? Tanyada versus in really or Tanyada versus against the government. And the Supreme Court in that case said that if there is no printing of the official gazette, then the Filipino people was not informed that there is a law. Because it is by printing it in the official gazette that would place the Filipino people on constructive notice na may batas na. Because kung wala yan, then you prosecute me, you deprive me of my due process. So what has that ruling got to do with the Constitution? Because the Constitution says no man shall be I forgot even my Constitution. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process of law. In this case, there was no due process because you appended it right away without publishing it in the official gazette.
Okay. My last question, sir, about the Vice President before we move on to the next issue. So are you going to look for a replacement for her as anti-drug czar or not anymore?
I fired her.
No more, you're not looking for a new one?
I fired her in my mind.
Okay.
Noon pa. First day pa lang, nung sabi lang, punta siya sa US Embassy. Alam na yung US Embassy, the US Embassy knows the truth. I mean, there are lawyers there. There's a DAA representative, the country officer. The United States of America has a DAA country officer here in the Philippines. Alam ninyo yan.
No. Sir, I'm asking if you will find another anti-drug czar after VP Lenny.
Dala na ako.
Okay.
Hindi na ako anti-drug czar. Wag na yung Sarzar. That's that has been already adopted like a cliche. Parang cliche yung SAR, parang Top Gun na, yun ang taas. Ngayon ko lang nalaman, sabi ko ng ama, hindi pwede itong si Lenny.
Okay.
Ba't kasi maingay?
Sir, let's talk about your health. It's been 3 years or 3 years into
My
the
health is
presidency.
deteriorating every time you ask it. That's an additional affliction.
Actually, it's related to my question. Are you getting tired of all the questions? Because 3 years into the presidency, people still ask about it.
Well, I said, every time people about, in media and all, every time you ask what is the disease eating my body, I only one have noon, colon cancer. Then, may nagtanong, nagkaroon ako ng liver cancer. Then another one, tanong uli, nagkaroon ako ng kidney cancer. Tapos, ngayon nagtanong ka na brain cancer na ako.
How are you really, sir? How are you really? Because, just to end all speculations about it, sir, the Constitution does require you to tell the public about any serious condition that you might have.
The Constitution does not require me.
Any serious condition, sir? It does not say that?
Look at me. I look pale. I'm sure you have noticed that. Am I?
You tell me, sir. Are you feeling okay?
My eyes are jaundiced. Are they yellow? They are?
No. So my question is, sir, do you have any serious medical condition that the public needs to know?
Ganito yan. Actually, this idioto itong mga to. Tell the public, may kapatid ka ba? O may tatay ka dumaan ng 74 years old? Pag 74 years old, huwag mo akong tanungin kung I am in the best or the pink of health. I am not. Meron akong mga sa katawan. May kagat ako sa lamok, ang akala ko dengue. Hindi naman pala. Nakaapak ako ng tamtak, akala ko natitanos ako. Wala man pala.
Okay. Let's talk about something else now, sir. Moving forward
When I say you not get anything. Actually, for purposes of performing
nothing. You don't have a
my functions as president, I'm all right.
You're okay. Nothing, you do not have anything that will keep you from effectively performing your duty.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to ride a motor after this. Really, I'm not joking.
Okay.
I've told because I am under their itong presidente ka, para kang priso talaga.
Sir, I want to talk about the 22 presidential election. I know it's still 2
Wala na
years
ako,
away.
hindi ako makatakbo.
Yes, but in a couple of years, so there will be general elections again. Are you grooming anyone?
No.
This early?
Ayaw ko matali.
But you will end up, will you, endorsing anyone?
I don't know. Yung sabi nilang anak kong si Inday, naawa ako. Anak ko eh. Sabi ko, mamili tayo ng iba, gusto ninyo. You want me there in the game? But not, sabi ko sa anak ko.
So you
Ito naman mga disbelieving gusto talaga ipilit na binubula ko kasi daw magtakbo, gano'n si Alan. Na nagpa-appoint ng yung yung foundation to get money for that election. Well, we will see if Alan really intended to get money. We will have the investigation anyway.
Okay. So,
But in the meantime, I hope that we will all just shut up. Let the games go on without. After this, ayaw ko na rin magsagot ng ano.
okay. So are you saying that even if,
But I have another interview coming up tonight also.
sir, are you saying that if your daughter, Mayor Sara, decides to run, you will not support her?
I don't know. I told her no. I do not run. She will not run because sabi ko, maawa ako sa iyo. Ano nang gawin mo? Karaming isipin itong mga ulol na itong... Kala kasi bright sila. And they come up with all sorts of scenarios. Ako ayaw ko. Ibang tao lang. Kasi bababoyin lang ninyong anak ko.
But you mentioned just a while ago, sir, na may sinasabihan ka that if they want you in the game, they find another candidate. May we know who
Wala pa.
maybe your party mates are suggesting or
Well,
options
I
that
have
they're considering?
my party mates does not talk to me about politics na. Alam na kasi I get peeve. Napipika ako sa nila. Do not talk to me about that because I mean, I might not really be around by that time.
Okay. Ito na lang, sir. What qualities would you want your successor to have?
Wala ba? Do it on his own. Let him find the qualities that the people are looking for. Wala rin. Kasi kung sabihin mo, ito, honesty, ganon, he must be with integrity. Sa kanya yan. Alam mo naman ang history ng Pilipinas. Dumaan na tayo. Ano nakita mo? Kaya sabi nung isa, honest o gano'n. Yung mga train, hindi magkasya yung sa release. Paano yan?
Okay. So wala sir, qualities that you want someone to, continue what you have started?
This country will continue without me starting it or stopping it. Hindi naman ito hinto ng mundo para sa akin. So let the other guy find out for himself what he should be doing.
Okay. So I want to talk about your type of leadership. Recently, I saw reports quoting Albay Congressman Joey Salceda, calling your administration an authoritarian regime. He said, lawmakers vote in favor of your legislative agenda out of fear. Takot daw po sa'yo. What do you say to that, sir?
Sila ang tanungin mo, hindi ako. Wala man akong tinakot na tao. All my budget are prepared by my economic managers. The budget, tapos they go there to defend the budget for their office. I never called any. Ito isa. Find out if I ever called any cabinet member or the businessman or the members of Congress. Pero lang yan magtawag sila din
Okay.
Wala akong tinawagan na isa.
Ba't kaya sila, sir,
Pag may maturo ka na isa sa kanila, sabi nila tumawag sa akin, mag-resign ako.
Okay. Bakit kaya sila, sir, daw natatakot sa inyo?
Ewan ko. Wala naman akong sinuntok na congressman. Si Joey Salceda, binabati ko naman. So, bakit nakasabi siya na authoritarian ako?
Okay. Still, sir, on your leadership type, your kind of leadership, rather, there have been criticisms on your verbal orders, sir. You giving out orders without, they say, proper documentation to back them up, and you expect people to follow it right away. For example po, sir, recently, yung vaping. You immediately ordered people arrested if they are seen vaping in public. Hanggang ngayon, sir, wala pang
That is what makes the big difference. Hindi ako nagyabang between me and Lenny. Because when I talk about the law itself.
Sir, yung sa vaping, for example, right now, they remain to be verbal orders. Wala pang EO, and you mentioned that
there is a law.
What specific law is that, sir?
Oh, well, we start with the law. Ito.
You were talking about a law
Yan ang diferensya namin ni Lenny pati ako. Ayun, hindi ko sinasabi na bright ako sa iyo. Ako, ordinaryo lang talaga ako. 75 lang ako. Since kindergarten hanggang high school, 75 lang talaga ako. Hanggang sa law school, 75 lang ako. Admitahin ko yan. I don't know about the scholastic record of Lenny. Pero that is what makes the difference sa amin dalawa.
So ano po yung batas?
Ganito. Let's start with vaping. vaping was intended to be a substitute for what?
Cigarettes.
Nicotine. Okay? So, sa batas natin ngayon, you cannot smoke a cigarette because there is nicotine dito. Correct? So, ang pagbawal, ang tinatakutan natin dyan, ang nicotine. Okay. Here comes vaping. Putang ina mo. That is a substitute for nicotine. Nilalagyan ng nicotine yan para bubuga ka rin. So, what the... You still contaminate. If you want to die of cancer, go ahead. But do not contaminate the other people. Sa restaurant, yung cashier, yung mga casino, this is only intended for foreigners. Yeah, correct. But how about the waiters? How about the cashiers? How about the dealer? Ay, gago pala kayo. So, no smoking yan. Okay, let me just tell my story. Yung vaping may nicotine. So, by itself, it is like a cigarette. So, you ought not to be using it in public. Correct?
Okay.
Okay. You see the logic there?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Now, itong vaping. Vaping is a form of a contrivance or a gadget intended to house the nicotine and other chemicals which I do not know as President. I should know the content. Kasi nilagyan nila ng mga flavor and added na. When there is combustion, itong chemical na ito, when there is combustion, any chemical for that matter, pag may combustion, you add another chemical content that you do not know. Pag magsalubong itong isang ecstasy o lagyan mo ng marijuana, nilalagyan nila ng marijuana eh. Pag mag-meet yan ng nicotine, you do not know what another chemical has been produced. And that chemical did not pass FDA, Food and Drug, and it's being sold to the public. And all over the world, it's now being banned. In Australia, in Singapore, it's considered poison. So, I have the right to say, wag mong ipakita yan, do not sell it because I have not yet given you, that's government saying it. Wag mong ipagbili yan kasi hindi pa dumaan ng FDA yan. Ngayon kung ipagbili mo, kukunin ko yan because it can cause health problems.
Okay.
Now, the government has the right to come out with measures to protect public interest, public health, public education, public works, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
I cannot wait Congress. Because ang Congress knows that it is nicotine. Congress knows that vaping cannot be used in public. And Congress should know that contraband should not be allowed to be sold because when you use it with other chemicals and nicotine, it produces another chemical of which government does not know. And it is my sworn duty to protect public health and public.
Sir, the reaction is why, I mean, you've banned the importation of vape products, you want them confiscated. Bakit daw po are you not as aggressive with real cigarettes, which, doctors have said causes cancer?
Ang cigarette, dumaan na yan noon pa. This new one is another form of cigarette. Must be kidding. Don't be an idiot to say that.
Kahit na, sir, dangerous din.
Ang cigarillo, dumaan na yan noon pa, long time ago. Before my father was born. Cigarette smoking was always there. And I'm sure at one time, Surgeon General's report, it was subjected to another test. And it can really cause health hazard. Ito ganun rin. In other countries, do I have to wait? Alam mo kasi, mas kasabihan sa aming Bisaya, hindi naman ito sisilin ang kaagad eh. So, sabihin mo, isang respiratory, case, chemicals that destroy the body. Sa katandaan kong ito, I suffered the consequences of smoking nicotine.
Okay.
Itong mga mga bata, itong mga chemicals na sinusup-sup ninyo doon sa baga ninyo, baga is your lung. It grinds slowly, but it grinds exceedingly small. Pagdating ng panahon, hindi mo na mabuo yan.
Okay.
And I will not be remembered, I will not allow to be remembered as a president who did nothing to help the people in the health issues.
Okay. Sir, sa leadership again, sir, kagabi, you mentioned that you dumped bodies of drug lords in Manila Bay and Laguna Lake. Were you serious?
Oh!
Who are these? Who are they?
Wala pa kasi, wala mang nahuli, wala mang dinala dito.
Seryoso kayo doon, sir?
Seryoso lang. And I will call the representatives of the human rights to witness the event. Galit talaga ako sa droga. Galit ako sa drug lord. Sabi pa ng mga wala daong drug lord na namatay. Oh, come on. Kaya sabi ko, you separate from the chaff from the grain. Kasi itong mga to, in their passion to destroy you or to discredit you and to make themselves be believable, ganito yan. Bakit? Si Parahinog, hindi ba mayor? Si Espinosa, hindi ba mayor? Si Mabilog, sinabi ko, putang papatayan kita pag, di sumibat. Hindi ba, naliliitan ka? Si Odicta, hindi drug lord, small time. Yung mga hindi ninyo alam na drug lord, nasaan na sila ngayon? Hindi ninyo alam kasi hindi naman talaga ninyo alam. Hindi kayo pulis, maging pulis lang kayo ng you're appointed police, pagka kinabukasan, mas deadly ka pa sa pulis magsalita.
Sir, your pronouncements, you saying that you dump bodies in all these places, in Manila Bay, Laguna Lake, ano ba yan, scare tactic, sir? Why do you say those things?
I will scare you, or would you rather that I will not scare you and just kill you outright? Would you think that it would be good? You should just scare them rather than kill them? Yan ang hindi na nabasa. Gago ba ako magsabi na tinatakot lang kita para wag ka na sana. O gusto mo talagang patayin kita?
Okay. Before we leave this topic, sir, how then would you describe your kind of leadership, considering all people saying
ako, sabi nila,
dictator?
ako, sa mga ambunganga ako, talaga, mumutang ina ako nationwide. Pag galit ako, ganon. I will not, and I will not change my, my whole being. It's not just my ugali, it's not just my penchant to use cuss words. Ugali, part of my being. So I will not change.
Okay. Sir, China naman tayo, Philippines, China. A few months ago, you went to Beijing and raised the arbitral ruling to Chinese President Xi Jinping But then, ang sabi nga, no, it was sort of ignored or rejected. Will you attempt to do that again in your remaining years?
Again?
Will you try to raise or talk about the arbitral ruling again?
Not, alam mo, it is not only the Philippines that has received that kind of rebuke from China. Vietnam and all. All countries surrounding the China Sea. Lahat yan may tama yan. Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia.
So wala mo ng plano again, sir?
Well, I said, yun ang standard niya for all.
Right. Okay. Now, in what...
Especially Vietnam, which is very hot. Ano rin ang sinabi?
Okay.
Nagkaroon sila ng gira-gira doon. Vietnam received a bloody nose. Yung pang isda-isda lang. They started with their fishing rights.
Okay. And in one of your speeches before, sir, you said that you would ignore, that's the term you used, ignore the arbitral ruling in favor of a joint oil and gas exploration deal, which we already have. So is that really going to be the case? Not discuss it first?
Kung
because...
hindi ko lang, so, Adre, kung hindi lang man ako hindi man lang kita kaya, di maglamano na lang tayo at ibigyan mo ako ng, sabi mo, iyo yan, sabihin ko, akin yan. O sige, bigyan mo ako. Sige, sabi ng China, o sige, bigyan kita 60. Ano pa ba gusto mo? Tapos makigira pa ako. So, Gira, you go to war? I will tell you the destruction of the Philippines in such a case in matter of minutes. I said the jet planes that can carry the atomic bomb can reach Manila in 7 minutes. Oh. Tapos tayo in 7 minutes. Hindi pa ang bars ng Marines ko hindi pa abot ng half kilometer from the beachhead. Wala na.
Okay. Sir, still on China, you were asked this yesterday, but I was hoping for a clearer answer. What is your reaction to concerns that China can shut down the country's power supply because it holds a 40% stake sa National Grid Corporation, which basically manages our transmission lines?
My answer to that is very simple, but I would also ask a question. It's a business. So why would China cut it? Why? I cannot answer the question because, tanongin ko, China, bakit mo putulin? Ayaw mo na negosyo?
But is that even possible, sir, for them to actually have sort of a say in controlling our power grid?
Of course not. You help us, I will not. Tumulong kasi ang China tumulong lang na magandang loob. Kasi gusto rin niya yung may kakampi sila. Kasi puro kakampi ng Amerikano eh. So they're trying to help everybody na makinig sa kanila. Ang atin, kulang tayo. America is not available for all our needs. So sabi ng China, ito, tulungan kayo. Ito negosyo to. Gusto niyo ng pera? O yan, negosyo tayo. Pera ninyo, pera. Kikita tayo. Tanongin ko siya, may panahon ba putulin mo? Sabihin na, magsasagot ang China, bakit namin putulin?
Okay.
Pera yan. Sabi ko, what would be the reason na putulin mo? Magsagot naman China, hindi namin putulin.
But is the potential to actually do that there, sir?
It's about 1 million miles away. Sabihin ko sa China, look, China, we're friends. We're doing business. You want money? We want money. It produces money for both of us. Now, do you intend to cut it? And for what reason? You answer me or but to control. Why would you take control out of a thing that you offered us? I will not allow that. I will tell China, China, if you do that, then there will be a quarrel. I may not overcome you, but I said, you will receive from me a mouthful. Then I go to other places and look for help. Amerika, walang maitulong yan.
Okay. Last question, sir, on this issue, still
Ay,
related.
on this issue.
On this issue, still related to China, sir. Data from the Department of Finance as of November 13.
Believe ako ng sa CNN, after all what you have done to me, I endure the... Totoo naman. Let us not be naive. After what you have done to me, mabutit na lang na si Ina ang nandito sa harap ko.
Sir, I'll go back to my question. The Department of Finances, as of November 13, the BIR has issued more than 150 notices to POGO services with a combined liability of an estimated 25 billion pesos. So clearly, sir, since previous warnings sa kanila, they've not really, not all of them have complied with your directive to pay their taxes. Do you have any fresh instructions
They
for them?
are now ordered to register sa BIR at kumukuha ng tag number. Pero now, I'm telling them, itong Pogo, hindi lang itong Pogo, Lecheka, hindi lang ito Chinese but Filipino-Chinese. You better settle that utang or else gawain ko kayong Pogo mo. Alam mo, ang Pogo sa amin, yung maliit na barilin ko kayo ng dibumba, maniwala kayo.
Are you giving them a deadline, sir?
Of course.
Okay, what's the deadline?
Today. I'm giving the deadline today. So you count 24 hours. Wag today, kaya pagka alas 12, wala na. You better settle it, or at least within, baka sabihin mo naman ano ako, sabihin na diktador. Kasi kung hindi kita barilin ng dibumba, pugo kang leche ka, ayan siguro sinasabi ng diktador ako.
What will happen, sir, if they don't pay up soon?
Dibumba mo lang yan, hindi man makamatay yan. Putang eh. I'm giving you at least 3 days. That's good enough. Fair enough. Do you think it's fair? 3 days?
It's up to you, sir.
But what do you think as a Filipino? 3 days would be a kind of parang a good grace period for them. With grace. Kaya natawag yung grace period. Okay, I'm giving you 3 days to bayaran ninyo yung mga utang ninyo. Pag kayong mga pogo, barilin ko kayo ng dibumba. Kasi yung pogo sa amin maliit na ibon. It's a rounded thing. Tumatakbo lang yan. Hindi yan lumilipad. Seriously now. Sinasabi ko na sa inyo, huwag ninyong lukuhin ang Pilipino. Kasi ang Pilipino hindi luko-luko. Pag ginagawa mo akong luko-luko, sapakin kita.
Okay.
I'll have you called there and sapakin kita. As like the others. Marami na sapak dito. Baka gusto mo.
This is my last question, sir, before our closing statements. You promised in June that traffic congestion in Metro Manila would ease by year end. Now, it's December. It will be December in a few days. Kasama doon yun, sir, sinabi mo na travel time from Cubao to Makati.
Ito ngayon?
End of the year. Yeah, you said it in June. Kabilang doon, sir, yung sinabi mo, Cubao to Makati, only 5 minutes. Now we're approaching December. What happened?
Because Congress did not pass the budget on time. So, apektado lahat.
Okay.
Bibilihin mo yan eh. when there is no public spending, your economy will slow down. Kailangan for you to start to spend so that the private sector will ride on it. May mga negosyo na rin sila, dagdag, sand and gravel and everything. Then it will start to run again. Ang pinakamalaking spending, the biggest spender is government. They did not pass it on time. So paano mo ako...
Okay. So we'll wait a little longer for that, you mean?
Well, ito, ngayon, we're waiting. Wala pa. So we hope to pass the law hopefully by December sana kung maaari. Congress, paki naman para hindi na ako mabuko ni...
Okay, sir.
Walang pera pa paano?
For our closing, sir, what legacy do you want to leave behind as president?
Nothing. I will not bring nothing. At sigurado mo ako, corruption, wala. Kaya lahat ng may corruption, titirahin ko talaga kayo. Do not tell me that we are friends. That is shit. Sinabi ko na sa ayaw ko. But I'll give you every opportunity to have the presumption. Pero kung corrupt ka, wala talaga ako magawa. I do not live. I only get 200,000. Magtanong ka dito sa lahat ng opisina. Basket chismis. Kung nakialam ba ako dyan sa mga negosyo. I do not sign commercial papers. I do not sign government transactions, contracts with anybody, with LRT, with reclamation. It's out of my job description. Ayaw ko. Ang aking kinukuha lang dito, sweldo, 200. If you think that I steal more than my salary, tell me because it's documented. Hindi ka naman ano dito. Then I resign. People think that, there are some crazy people think that I am, no, I am not into corruption. Kaya kayo, pag nasa corruption kayo, putang ina, bibirahin ko talaga kayo. I'll demand your resignation. Kasi wala kang maiganti sa akin.
Okay.
May masabi ka sa akin, pero hindi corruption. Yung kiat talaga ako even in ganito. I do not want to be formal. Yung iba pa ganun-ganon. Yes, we are trying to... Tapos wala namang ginagawa. Anong palpak? Ang crime pa na palpak. You cannot palpak a crime. Walang... Even in America, it's getting worse. And vaping, hindi na nila makontrol. Ganito yan eh. There's a law, yung Consumers Protection Act. Remember that. If the thing manufactured is banned in the place where it was manufactured or made, automatic sa atin. Banned yan. It's made in Vermont. I don't know, I'm not an American, but I think it's in California. It's made there, it's manufactured there, but the law of that place prohibits vaping in its own place. Yan ang tandaan ninyo. Kaya sabi ko yung itong mga Consumers Protection Act, Lene Robredo, and the rest kayo. Kung ang bagay ay prohibited on sa ginawa, hindi dumaan pa ng FDA yan. So it's a gadget contravention sold to consumers. Then, at this time, it is not yet ready to be sold. and other countries have banned it. So, do not sell it, display it, because it will be confiscated. At this time, it is an illegal thing because it causes harm. And don't give a shit about the law is nicotine. Ang kalaban natin dyan, nicotine. It is, ang problema dyan, vaping, mahaluan mo ng heroin, mahaluan mo ng marijuana, mahaluan mo ng lahat, at hindi mo makita. You know, whether you like it or not, you have to bear with me. Things that would harm the Filipino people. So magtiis kayo. Kayong mga vaping, gusto ninyong mamatay, okay lang. Walang problema yan. Yung mga ecstasy, you mix it with alcohol, okay lang. Kikita ang mga memorial niya.
Mr. President, thank you very much for your time.
It's a
Thank you
pleasure.
for speaking to us, and thank you for watching CNN Philippines One-on-One. I'm Ina Andalong. Sir, thank you.